Welcome to Weekend Wake Up. I'm your host, Mayor Dan Saracki, along with our engineer, Mark, who puts all this together, the cameras, the sound. He does it all. And then, of course, our producer, Deb. Deb, let's talk about last loss for the Lightning. What happened?
It was an ominous feeling in that building in overtime. I've never been to a game where it was dead silent. Everyone's like, what just happened? We didn't know what happened.
They took control of the ice. The Colorado they had control of the puck, and it looked like our team was tired.
Well, and they had too many men on the ice too, so that's controversial.
I know, you told me that. So tonight is the big game. Tonight,
do or die.
Do or die.
Do or die.
And I'm so glad that I was able to talk to you about the Tampa Bay Lightning in these episodes.
Yeah.
As you and I played hockey together many years ago.
I think I hip checked you once.
Yeah, and other things too, but we won't discuss that. But I hope they have a victory tonight.
I do too.
And I'll be rooting for them.
That's good.
And let's hope that Samkos scores a hat trick.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would be. All right, before we get started, just a reminder, if you have any questions, be sure to post them on Facebook, and I'll come back at the end of the episode to answer them. So don't forget, post your questions so that I can answer them, because I love answering your questions. I've got some Oldsmar reminders. Sales tax holiday, Freedom Week, July 1st through the 7th. Consumers can purchase qualifying recreation and outdoor items and admissions to entertainment and cultural events exempt from tax during the 2022 Freedom Week sales tax holiday. If you want more information, go to floridarevenue.com. That's floridarevenue.com. We have some holiday closures here at Oldsmar. City offices, facilities, library will be closed on Monday, July 4th to observe the Independence Day holiday. Regular business resumes the following day. Other reminders: no city council meeting for the holiday. Tuesday, July 5th, there is no city council meeting because we're all going to be celebrating July 4th, the birthday of the United States. Next council meeting will be held on July 19th. That's a big day. Don't miss it. To learn more about these news items, visit myoldsmar.com. Today, I am honored, very honored, to introduce my guests. Gerald Jacobs, chairman of the board of the Upper Tampa Bay Education Foundation, and Susan Oliver is here joining us in this little tiny studio today. She's the vice president. Good morning, Gerald. Welcome.
Thank you, Dan. Very glad to be here.
I am so glad that you could join us today. I have a couple questions about the Upper Tampa Bay Education Foundation that I'd like to ask you. Please explain to the audience the Education Foundation.
Okay, best way to explain that is through our mission statement, which is support educational, community, and career opportunities to the students in the Upper Tampa Bay area. Basically says it all. Now, our mission is simple. We do three things. We award scholarships to high school seniors. It's funded perpetually through our endowment. We do have plans to expand the scholarships beyond what our current endowment will support. We're hoping to grow it in the future. The second thing we do is we give cash to elementary and middle schools within the Upper Tampa Bay area with no strings attached. And here's why that's important. Every dollar that comes into our schools is earmarked for a specific purpose. They have other expenses throughout the year that there's no money for, but it still has to be achieved. And a lot of times you're going to find that the teachers actually go into their own pockets to purchase the things that are needed to help their students. We give them money, no strings attached, to try to cover some of those expenses. And the third thing we do is we raise funds so that we can expand these programs and support a greater effort for our community.
Great information for the people listening today. Thank you so much. It's a nonprofit organization. When was it organized?
We're incorporated in 2006. That's 16 years ago. So we've been around for a while doing good within the community.
Why was the foundation initiated?
Well, once again, we go back to the mission statement: support educational, community, and career opportunities for the students and for the teachers as well. So that's why we were formed, and that's what our mission is and still is.
So there's a purpose. How does the Education Foundation impact the city of Oldsmar?
Well, you'd be amazed at the impact we have. Our impact stretches way beyond Oldsmar. I see Oldsmar as a hub, a great wheel that radiates spokes in many directions. The city has become an influencer, and this goes way beyond just the city limits. Let me touch on a couple of examples for you. I live in Town and Country. I have a neighbor that's 2 doors down from me who recently retired from Nielsen. She doesn't live in Oldsmar, but she works and shops here. I have a couple of friends who live in Westchase. They work here in Oldsmar. The same with friends who live in Palm Harbor and work here. They contribute to the economy of Oldsmar. Even though my wife and I live in Town and Country, we shop here. We get our dogs groomed at Lucky Pets. We buy our dog food from Munchies, which is right next door to Aldi's. And I got to tell you, the Oldsmar Walmart is my favorite Walmart superstore. Oldsmar is not just a drive-through town on Tampa Road. It's become a destination. Our board champions Oldsmar to all the people we interact with. We let them know where our roots are. We let them know who contributes to our mission as well. I'd venture to say that the more people come to shop and play here than actually live here.
Very interesting. And you touched on that Super Walmart.
Yeah.
I love that place too. It's like you can go in there and get anything you want.
Just about.
What Oldsmar schools benefit from the foundation?
Well, we award scholarships to seniors from Eastlake High School. Our STAR program touches Forest Lakes, Oldsmar Elementary, and Carwise Middle School. We give them cash awards each fall at the start of the school year.
How do those schools benefit?
Well, different schools have different needs. The elementary schools are vastly different in their needs than the middle schools are. And I'll tell you, one of the things that it's changed a lot since the whole COVID fiasco and all of that, we're finding this last year, even though supposedly COVID is over and all of that, mostly the elementary schools, they have a lot of emotional problems with the kids because of the isolation. So they've been spending the money on giving positive reinforcement to the school children at the elementary school level. Now, when you get to the middle school level, the positive reinforcement goes to the teachers because they're dealing with kids that are really, really rowdy, 13 and 14-year-olds, and it's been wearing thin on the teachers. So it's a completely different environment. It's a completely different environment than what it used to be. It used to be they had programs for the kids that had direct benefit. You could point to it and take pictures of it. It's like one of the elementary schools had a garden, a vegetable garden, and you say, well, what good is that for kids? Well, it taught them responsibility, and it taught them consequences if they weren't responsible. The garden died. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that happens when you give this money that's just absolutely amazing. I know last year Webb Middle School, for instance, used it to buy a new camera for like what we're doing here. They do that every week at their school, and their equipment was becoming dilapidated. So it's a variety of things that occurs.
Great news. Thanks for sharing all that information with us. One thing I wanted to mention is you mentioned that when 13 and 14 we were rowdy. I just want you to know I was never rowdy.
I have got some people that would dispute that from around here.
I think you're right. What other services are offered to students?
Okay, we're working on a program right now looking for corporate sponsors to help us with internships. And the best way to find out about that is to go to our website, which is utbef.org. Once again, UTBEF, Upper Tampa Bay Education Foundation.org. We're looking to help kids with Bright Future scholarships and how to apply and how to get that done. So we've got a lot of things on our plate that we're growing into as we expand our reach.
Very exciting news. So excited you're here today. How many scholarships did you award this year?
We award 5 $2,000 scholarships, and we have every year to seniors who are planning to attend state colleges or trade schools.
Tell me a little bit about Eastlake High School.
Eastlake High School, the young woman who is our awardee this year, just absolutely brilliant. She was salutatorian of the school, and she also received some county-wide recognition, and it's amazing. These kids, all of them, but especially our winners, you get looking at their resumes and the things that they've done, and you look at the list of stuff and you go, that can't possibly be. I've never had that much energy. We never did things like that when we were in high school, but they belong to this club and that organization. They have jobs on the side, and we help to support all that stuff and to support those students.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
It really is. It's actually heartwarming. It's very heartwarming. Total scholarships you have provided to the community.
We're approaching $150,000 in scholarships to date. That ain't bad.
No, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great opportunity for the students in our community. That's fantastic. You talked a little bit about this. Explain the STAR grant program.
We get our funding from our STAR program through sponsorships, okay? Mostly local businesses. They become our community all-stars. Currently, we sponsor 21 schools in our STAR program, including Oldsmar Elementary, Forest Lake Elementary, and Carwise Middle School.
Okay. Recognition. You did some a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Talk about the student and teacher recognition you do for the people.
We had an award ceremony over at East Lake Country Club, I guess about 2 Fridays ago or maybe 3 Fridays ago. And we invited all of our scholarship winners to come there so we could introduce them to the Oldsmar community. It was very successful. All 5 of the students came. They came with parents. We got to introduce them and tell everybody about what they have already done and what their plans are for the future. It was very impressive for everybody in the audience, and I think that the parents of the students were impressed with what we had to say and what we're doing. You know, one of the things that we want to do is we want to benefit students throughout the Upper Tampa Bay area with the idea that we make this a compelling place for them to work, live, and raise their families once they return here from college.
You know, that's so important for those students at that particular age. I remember I won an award my senior year for sales and marketing, and that really poltergeisted me to the next level of where I was heading in my career. And I really appreciate that success that you're sharing with us today. Thank you so much. Let's talk about funding for elementary and middle schools. The funding for Oldsmar Elementary, Forest Lakes Elementary, and Carwise.
Okay, what we work at doing is getting sponsors, usually business sponsors, although we also have some of the civic associations around here like Kiwanis and Rotary. They also sponsor our STAR sponsors. We're always looking for new sponsors. You can find out information about this once again, utbef.org. And it's important that we're able to grow and expand these programs because it does a lot of good in the community. It really does. And they're getting to count on us, and we're appreciative of that, and we're looking forward to keeping that relationship going.
Leadership is such an important tool for students, your organization. Let's talk a little bit about that. How long have you served on the foundation?
Well, I've been on the board since 2006. I think that Jerry Custon and I are the only 2 original board members that are left. We've stuck it out all 16 years.
Oh, wow.
It's been great. No, I mean, this is a passion with me. I'm here because I want to be. I'm a volunteer. I love doing this every year. It really gives me a good purpose.
Let's talk about the Colonel. Do you believe he fits in those uniforms still?
I'm not allowed to say.
He's a treasure for the organization. He's done so much for the city of Oldsmar over the years. I've known him for so many years. He still plugs away every day.
It's just amazing. He's older than me, and he's got more energy, and he is better mentally. His mental acuity is so much superior to mine that it just puts me to shame.
God bless Jerry Custon.
Yeah.
Who serves on the board of directors?
Well, as I said, Jerry Custon and I are the old coots on the board. We're surrounded by younger and more energetic members. Joining us are Terry Davis Scully, Wendy Roper, Lethea Bowman, Paula Saracki. I think you know her.
I know her.
Yeah, and Susan Oliver. We're a small but really, really dedicated group.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that new logo you got.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, this is our new logo. that we just had designed. Paula designed it for us this year. And it's interesting. She made about 6 or 7 choices, and we unanimously agreed on this, which is kind of unusual. No group unanimously agrees on anything, but we did. Everybody loved this particular version of the logo, but we felt it was time. We hadn't updated our artwork since about 2006, so we're about due. And it's going to work out great.
When Paula was designing them on the screen, she had them all lined up, and I picked the same one.
Yeah. See, it's the best.
Thanks for sharing that story.
Sure.
FAFSA application deadline. Let's talk.
Easy for you to say. The free application for federal student aid deadline is coming up this June 30th. That's next week. Now, that's for the last school year, 21-22. Okay, students have almost a whole year from the start of their senior year to complete this application. So the time for them to start is going to be in this fall. It gives them access to things like Pell Grants, work-study programs, and direct loans. Once again, we've got a bunch of information on this, and we're expanding our efforts into this area as well so that we can make sure that students know about this. Once again, it's on our website, utbef.org.
You got till June 30th to fill out an application. Get that scholarship money. Get it done.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about upcoming fundraisers. You got something you want to share with the crowd here?
I can't wait. We have got a fundraiser coming up this fall. We're planning this for the start of the school year. This is our Eat for Education fundraiser. It'll be on Tuesday, September 20th. We're encouraging local restaurants to work with us that evening and dedicate a portion of their proceeds to help with our STAR program. What we do for them is market the event and encourage all the families who know us and believe in us and what we do to patronize these restaurants. Tuesdays are typically a slow day for restaurants. The intent is to bring them new business while helping the schools in our community.
That's a great fundraiser. I'm looking forward to being involved and helping out.
Go buy some groceries.
Okay, is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to share with the audience before we move on?
I think that the most important thing to know is that we are here, we have been here, and we're going to stay here. We're rooted into this community, and we're working towards a brighter future. And anytime you want to know anything about us, utbef.org.
The city of Oldsmar is very blessed to have you in our community. We thank you for your time today. Deb, are there any questions on Facebook?
No, sir.
Oh,
None.
I guess we did a good job.
Well, I thought they were.
I'll add one. Where did Gerald get his fancy
suspenders?
You really want to hear that story?
Of course.
Oh, well, let me tell you. A number of years ago, I have this problem. I got no hips, no waist, no butt. And my pants used to always, it didn't matter how much you cinched up that belt. I was walking on my cuffs, and I'd wear out a pair of pants in less than a year, And one Christmas, my wife decided that she would get me a pair of suspenders. She saw somebody wearing some on TV. And lo and behold, it worked just great. It held my britches up, and I got liking them so much, I decided I had to color coordinate. So I got suspenders in every sorts of colors you can imagine. And I've got probably more than 24 pairs now. And for all the ladies out there, I got to tell you, they're cheaper than shoes.
What do you get them at Super Walmart? Where do you get them?
It's going to be so obvious. You're going to go, suspenderstore.com.
Well, there you go. I only have one pair, and I don't even know where they are.
You should try it.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I think you talked me into it.
I'm a silver-tongued devil. What can I tell you?
Anything else you want to share?
No, I thank you for listening. I thank you for having us. We're grateful for the opportunity to expand our reach and let everybody know about the good that we do in our community. Thank you, Mayor Dan. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And keep giving those scholarships out to those students. They're the future of our country, our city, everything, our county, everything.
They give you great hope. When you see these kids do these wonderful things in a community, they really, really do give you hope that we're going to have a future.
Any other questions, Deb? Is that it?
Sir, that's it.
All right. That's your weekend wake up. Our next episode is Friday, July 22nd, 10 a.m. Joining me will be John Sapellas, president of the Olds Club of Florida, a chapter of the Oldsmobile Club of Florida. I'm a member of that club, and he is very excited. He's got a bunch of news to tell you about some upcoming Oldsmobile car shows that you don't want to miss. Again, thank you, Gerald, for being our guest today. To learn more about the Upper Tampa Bay Education Foundation, visit utbef.org. You can also like them on Facebook. And thanks to everyone watching this morning. Get up, get out, and enjoy Oldsmar. And don't forget, go to Ariel's Park this week and try to count the squirrels. You won't be able to count them. There's too many. Have a great week, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Susan. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
Go Lightning! Go Lightning!